Hello and welcome. This is Paul Ryder from Future Man Training, and in this video we're going to show you one very powerful and very potent technique of how an emotional abuser or bully or manipulator can gain emotional control over another person. In a few moments you're going to be shown a PowerPoint presentation covering 3 key areas. During this time I strongly recommend that you get a piece of paper and a pen or some other form to take notes upon, as these key areas may directly affect you personally or at least somebody you know or maybe work with. If you have any further questions after the video, please feel free to get in touch by either visiting the website on the contact page, or you can drop us an email at info@futuremindtraining.co.uk. Now, before we begin, I'd just like to explain there are 2 styles of manipulation and abuse. The first one is physical, where there's actual physical contact between 2 or more people, and the second one is emotional manipulation. And the emotional is what we're going to concern ourselves with in this video. So what exactly is emotional manipulation? Well, the terminology which I use to describe myself is one or more person or people who takes actions which are directed towards another person or people with the aim of altering their emotional state in a negative manner. We're going to concern ourselves with 3 parts in this video. Part 1 is the language that's used to describe both parties. 2, the main technique a manipulator uses to control. And 3, the most important attitude to a target's freedom. And if you're concerned about what target means, we're going to explain that in part 1. Part 1, the language that we use. We're going to scrap the word bully for this video, and we're going to use the word manipulator. A bully has a very heavy looming feeling of somebody rampaging through a schoolyard, destroying everybody in the path. Whereas if we use the word manipulator, a manipulator can only manipulate if they have techniques to control other people. If we understand those techniques, we have the power to move forward. And secondly, we're going to scrap the word victim. Anybody who classes themselves as a victim is going towards helplessness, and it's a very low energy word, so never class yourself as a victim or anybody else as a victim. So we're going to replace the word victim with target. If you become a target of abuse, then the target just needs to understand the techniques the manipulator's using, and then they become a moving target. And as we all know, a moving target is much harder to hit. Part 2, the main techniques the manipulator uses to control. If we're going to fully understand this section, we need to understand the fears of the target. And the number 1 fear of any person who's a target is, I'm scared I'm going to be rejected for. And then simply fill in the blank. And the blank can become an endless list. I'm scared I'm going to be rejected for being overweight, in financial poverty, having different coloured skin, etc., etc., etc. If a person feels self-conscious about something that they are and they fear rejection, it doesn't actually mean that they are going to get rejected. But if a person believes they are going to get rejected, they will try to hide it. And then the pressure starts to build up from prying eyes. And the target quickly develops a mindset which is, so I don't get rejected, I have to hide the fact that I am overweight, have different coloured skin, have no qualifications, I've got untidy teeth or hair, I'm too weak, afraid, I don't match up to other people's standards, etc., etc., etc. And the target, in hiding so many things about themselves, becomes so self-consumed they actually cannot see the wood for the trees. And hence we have the manipulator's trick. The manipulator's trick is extremely simple in its concept, which is, I'm going to tell others or personally reject you for, and then they find the target's fear. I'm going to tell everybody how overweight you are. I'm going to prove to everyone that you're stupid because you don't have any qualifications. I'm going to show everybody how weak you are by confronting you in public. And the target, fearing everybody else seeing the way they are and believing that everybody's going to reject them for this, will start to either go into a rage and start to try to control the manipulator, which is, again, to everybody observing will notice that reaction, or the target will want to hide away and avoid everything. But both ways, the manipulator has power over the target until the target understands what technique the manipulator is using to overpower them. Now, the unfortunate truth is, as long as the target feels rejectable in themselves about who or what they are and is afraid of people finding out, they will always be in risk of manipulation. We will always avoid rejection at all costs because it is a survival mechanism. So moving on to part 3, the most important element to the target. The most important element is your attitude. You have to believe that you can find a way through. I received a number of years of being bullied myself, and the one thing that changed me the most was the belief that I could actually get some way of finding a way through. I didn't know these techniques at first, but since having used these techniques and understanding them, it's made it extreme amount easier, where now I can stand strong and follow my beliefs. Part 2, you must find the limiting beliefs and let go of them. A limiting belief is something which is frozen in time, and this is where the value of coaching truly excels. With coaching, we work on a person's limiting beliefs and help let them go. Once that limiting belief is let go of, the manipulator cannot manipulate the target anymore because there's nothing for them to feel self-concerned or embarrassed about. And 3, you may have tried many techniques before, but please never give up. You have to keep on going no matter what. It's an attitude of belief in yourself. Now please take a moment and make some notes on what we've covered in this video. It's extremely important either for yourself or maybe even family members or partners. And if there's any way that you feel that we can help, please feel free to get in touch. Please drop us an email at info@futuremindtraining.co.uk or visit the website and send us an email on the Contact Us page.